You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. You turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence. So, I mean, caterpillars do it.
To some degree, we are already a cyborg. The interface to the chip is wireless, so you have no wires poking out of your head. We'll just end up doing universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
What the heck is Elon Musk talking about? He has said a lot of weird things as he now takes over Twitter. Everyone's a chatter about him being a hero, but is he a hero or a villain? We're going to talk about some of his transhumanism work. Is transhumanism a good thing or a bad thing? And talk about how he has collabed with the likes of Bill Gates on some things regarding the needle. So we're going to dig into all that Elon Musk is all about. I'm all about free speech, and I really hope that he is opening Twitter up for more free speech, but he's also harnessing the stream of consciousness of about, 200 million people who use Twitter. So is that helpful in his research of the human brain and connecting to machines? What's the real deal? So before we get into it, I'm going to shout out the sponsor. This video is sponsored by Aura. I want you to think about the most recent social media quiz meme that you've seen circulating. Maybe you've even answered one. It probably looked something like these. Notice a trend. Your answers reveal personally identifiable information about yourself, often information that is used in password recovery on many popular sites. When we think about phishing scams, our thinking is out of date. We still think about Nigerian prince emails or military imposters on Facebook. But the truth is that hackers are constantly improving and reinventing their scams in ways you can't even imagine until it's too late. If you think that it can't happen to you, know that American consumers lost $56 billion due to identity theft scams in 2020. That's why I am excited to partner with Aura, who is sponsoring this video. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software, all combined into one easy-to-use app. Aura monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers, and sends alerts fast right to your phone and email. Maybe you're someone who signed up for their free trial. If so, let me know in the comments how many times your personal information ended up showing up. When it comes to fraud, every second matters. Connect your credit and bank accounts and get notified of any changes up to 4 times faster than Aura's competitors. Their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted, and their antivirus software that will block malware and viruses before they infect your devices. Don't put your family at risk. Try Aura free for 2 weeks and see if your personal identifiable information has leaked to the dark web. Start your free trial at aura.com/Ivory Hecker or click that link down below. Okay, I played all those weird sound bites of Elon Musk at the beginning. I'm going to play them all in context now and figure out what the heck he's talking about. But he was working right away early in the pandemic on these micro factories for the new needle technology with this group called CureVac that's funded by Bill and Melinda Gates. So we're gonna look at all that. But there's a new article out from Forbes talking about under Musk, Twitter and Neuralink is a natural pairing. Neuralink is one of the companies Elon Musk owns that is looking at connecting your brain to a computer, basically installing a chip in your brain. So are these all good things or bad things? Is he a hero or a villain? Let's look at this first weird soundbite where he's talking about, you know, with this new technology, new needle technology, we can turn you into a butterfly if we want.
There's a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I mean, I think with enough, with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do anything. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence. So, I mean, caterpillars do it. So,
But your project Neuralink is in a way empowering human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. That's the purpose of it. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Neuralink, in the short to medium term, Neuralink is really just going to help cure brain injuries, brain and spine injuries. So it's like if somebody is in fact, our first implanted devices in humans will be for quadriplegics, tetraplegics, allowing them to control a computer or a phone just using their mind.
Let me know in the comments whether you think, this could be a wonderful thing or a bad thing. I mean, it sounds good intentioned to cure brain injuries and such. And then I think he has big aspirations, if you look at some of his tweets and things, of fully converting some humans to transhumans? Transgender? Transhumans. Okay, so Forbes. Forbes has this article out. Under Musk's Twitter, Neuralink is a natural pairing. I highlighted this part. It makes complete sense that the man behind Neuralink, Musk's company exploring brain-machine interface, could want unfiltered access to this digital consciousness, which is Twitter, the stream of consciousness of 200 million people. A lot of people just put it all out there on Twitter, every little thought. You can track what triggers them, how they react to different information. Musk is able to harness this. And it says here, if you are seeking unfettered access to how the human mind works, you're going to be in favor of as few guardrails as possible while maximizing volume. You want the raw, unfiltered data. And if you think people won't tweet that out, well, you clearly aren't on Twitter. So they're kind of arguing here that maybe Elon Musk's real reason for wanting a completely uncensored platform is that he wants to really understand how the human brain works on a mass scale, how people react to information through tweeting their thoughts, so that he can better understand the mind to help with his developments of computer chips for brains with his company Neuralink. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Now, I am going to show you guys some more of his sound bites in regards to he's basically saying we're already cyborgs to some degree. Now, the part that creeps me out the most is that he's talking about universal basic income, which is communism, and it destroys incentives. We need incentives to be successful. That's what made America the greatest economy in the world. Is we started out in this country with, if you don't work, neither shall you eat. So he's talking about getting rid of that once we get robots in place. Take a look.
I think we'll probably see a closer merger of biological intelligence and digital intelligence. And it's mostly about the bandwidth, the speed of the connection between your brain and the digital extension of yourself. So some high bandwidth interface to the brain, I think, will be something that helps achieve a symbiosis between human and machine intelligence, and maybe solves the control problem and the usefulness problem. I think I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with. No, I mean, I do think that there's a potential path here which is, and we're really getting into science fiction or sort of advanced science stuff, but having some sort of merger with biological intelligence and machine intelligence. To some degree, we are already a cyborg. You think of like the digital tools that you have, your phone, your computer, the applications that you have, like the fact that, as I was mentioning earlier, you can ask a question and instantly get an answer from Google or from other things. And so you already have a digital tertiary layer. I say tertiary because you can think of the limbic system, kind of the animal brain or the primal brain, and then the cortex, kind of the thinking, planning part of the brain, and then your digital self as a third layer. So you already have that, and it's like if somebody dies, their digital ghost is still around. All of their emails and the pictures that they posted and their social media, that still lives, even if if they died. So over time, I think we'll probably see a closer merger of biological intelligence and digital intelligence.
So that was 2017. That was the same year that he tweeted this: "I love Twitter." And Dave Smith says, "You should buy it." And Elon says, "How much is it?" Dave now says, "This exchange continues to haunt me." So 2016 actually is when Klaus Schwab proclaimed everyone would have a brain chip within 10 years. The same year, Elon Musk founded Neuralink, and he and Bill Gates began work with CureVac, which is a new needle technology manufacturer. In 2020, Elon Musk tweeted, "Tesla, as a side project, is building new needle technology microfactories for CureVac and possibly others." So Elon Musk was cashing in on this new needle technology. This is something that he has been a part of and cashing in on and been tweeting about since before the needle even came out. It's really interesting that he's working on that. German needle maker CureVac has lost some shine in the race for the needle after other needle-based hopefuls have captured regulators' attention. Even so, CureVac has reportedly snared a big partner to help build its game-changing needle printers that could turn global interest back in its favor. So that's the same needle technology that's freaking a lot of people out, because a lot of people from the World Economic Forum are talking about getting the world needled. In fact, Joe Biden actually has a big event May 12th he's meeting with world leaders May 12th to try to see how we can still get the new needle technology in everyone. And in the same breath, a lot of these leaders like Klaus Schwab are talking about new technology to track people. In fact, the owner or the CEO of Pfizer is actually, he talked at the World Economic Forum about, it's on YouTube. He talked about FDA giving new approval to certain medicine that once it goes in, once you ingest the medicine, trackers are built into the medicine to track whether you did indeed take the medicine, and to just be able to go, track you going forward. And so, and I feel like nobody's really come out really clearly about all this, but literally all these leaders are out there talking about it. And Elon Musk is really at the forefront of a lot of connecting your brain and your body to computers. Let's play another clip. Making a humanoid robot. Okay, let's look at the CBS News. Hey, YouTube, this is not a conspiracy theory, YouTube gods. Here's CBS News covering Elon Musk's work.
The future could include Bluetooth-enabled implants in your brain. Neuralink is the latest idea Elon Musk is promoting. The CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, there he is right there, says it could enable telepathy, merging with artificial intelligence, and repair motor function in people with injuries. It's a tiny chip connected to 1,000 wires, which measure 1/10 the width of a human hair. It houses a USB-C port, and that's the same adapter used by Apple's MacBooks. Connects via Bluetooth to a small computer worn over the ear. It will connect to an iPhone app that the user can control, and Neuralink says up to 10 units can be placed in a patient's brain by drilling 2-millimeter holes in a person's skull. Elon Musk compares the procedure to LASIK eye surgery, Trials could start before the end of 2020. Katie Johnston for CBS Local News.
Hey, who wants, anyone want a screwdriver drilling in your head to insert a tiny chip in your brain? It's very small insertion. Let me show you. Elon Musk breaks it down here.
There's very tiny threads that are about a tenth, roughly, of the cross-sectional area of a human hair. So they're extremely tiny threads. In fact, the threads that we have, like I said, even in version 1, are about the same size as a neuron. So if you're going to go stick something in your brain, you want it to not be giant, you want it to be tiny, and to be approximately on par with the things that are already there, the neurons. You really need this to be done with a robot because it's very tiny and it needs to be very precise. So you don't want to pierce a blood vessel. So each thread, the robot looks sort of basically through a microscope and inserts each electrode specifically, bypassing any vasculature, any kind of like blood vessel, and making sure that it can be inserted without causing trauma or minimal trauma. So just to give you a sense of scale, this is how tiny the threads are. That is not even a big finger, that is a small finger. So these threads are just like I said, way smaller than a hair, and there's 1,000 of them. And this is what the robot looks like. It's sort of quite a complex device, but it all comes down to a very tiny point. So we want to just like you see the robot on the left, and then what looks like the needles for insertion next to a penny, but in fact the actual needle that gets inserted is way tinier. It's that little tiny thing where the arrow is pointing. That's actually the size of the needle. It's about 24 microns in diameter. It's so small you can't really even see it in the picture with the penny. You can get a sense for the robot doing the electrode insertion. That's a very zoomed in view. So they're all very tiny, and the robot is very selectively applying them very delicately, and then this is what the chip looks like. So there's action potentials. So each one of those represents one electrode. So there would be up to 10,000 of these lines. The operation on a per chip basis, it involves just a 2 millimeter incision, which is dilated to 8 millimeters, and then the chip is placed through that, and then it goes back to being 2 millimeters, and you can basically glue it shut. You don't even need a stitch. And then the interface to the chip is wireless. So you have no wires poking out of your head. Very, very important. So it's basically Bluetooth to your phone. Because we'll have to watch the App Store updates for that one. Make sure we don't have a driver issue. And we hope to have this aspirationally in a human patient before the end of next year.
So that is a lot different than the new needle technology that he was talking about earlier. Obviously, that would be pretty hard to do to someone involuntarily, right? As long as all this technology is voluntary, and you're submitting yourself at your own risk to see if this new high tech, turning yourself into a part robot, would work, then good for you. But a lot of people are now freaked out hearing all this and hearing that he's, the World Economic Forum listed him as like a global leader a few years back, and that Bill Gates has funded his work and things like that. I mean, Elon Musk is rich AF himself, but both Bill Gates and him have put funding into what's that called? CureVac, if I recall correctly. So he tweeted last year about Neuralink. Like I said, that's his company that's working on transhumanism. So he wants to hire people if you want to go work for him on computerizing your brain. Short term, he's looking with Neuralink to hire people to solve brain spine injuries. Long term, human AI symbiosis. The latter will be species level important. What the heck does he mean by that? Are we creating a new species? Work at either our Bay Area or Austin locations, he says. So looking to hire people. And I think he is talking about a new species. The more that you look at some of the stuff he is introducing, let's look at his humanoid robot here.
Neural nets, recognizing the world, understanding how to navigate through the world. It kind of makes sense to put that onto a humanoid form. And we're also quite good at sensors and batteries and actuators. So we think we'll probably have a prototype sometime next year that basically looks like this. And it's intended to be friendly, of course, and navigate through a world built for humans and eliminate dangerous, repetitive, and boring tasks. We're setting it such that it is, at a mechanical level, at a physical level, you can run away from it, and most likely overpower it. This, I think, will be quite profound, because if you say it like, what is the economy? It is, at the foundation, it is labor. So what happens when there is, no shortage of labor? This is why I think long term that there will need to be universal basic income. It could be your buddy too. I mean, buy one and have it be your friend and whatever. I'm sure that people will think of some very creative uses. At the point at which you sort of start to get superhuman intelligence, I don't know, all bets are off. But and that's that'll probably happen. But what we're trying to do here at Tesla is make useful AI that people love and is unequivocally good.
Yeah, so there he is talking about universal basic income again, which freaks me out as a pro free market economy person. Universal basic income is like everything that is anti-America. Now, him talking about free speech today, I love that. And the things that he tweeted literally today. And today, Elon Musk tweeted, by free speech, I simply mean that which matches the law. I am against censorship that goes far beyond the law. If people want less free speech, they will ask government to pass laws to that effect. Therefore, going beyond the law is contrary to the will of the people. And I agree with that, especially when we're talking about the U.S. Constitution. Now, in other countries, the law on free speech is much more limiting, such as in England. By the way, all of these Elon Musk sound bites are compiled by my friend Clay Clark, who has put on the Reawaken America tour. He's been highly censored over the course of the pandemic because he kind of put two and two together that something wasn't right really early on. And he's raising awareness about a lot of these strange sound bites from a lot of the most powerful people in the world on his Rumble since he got kicked off of YouTube. So I encourage you to hit my link down below. I have linked a couple of Clay Clark's videos about Elon Musk. He has a lot of Elon Musk videos on his Rumble. He's got really interesting content on his Rumble. Way too interesting. You can see why he got kicked off of YouTube, because his Rumble's just way too interesting. So thanks to Clay Clark for alerting me to these. By the way, I just had a big sit-down interview with Clay Clark on my uncensored website, ivoryhecker.com, link down in the description as well. He highlights some other crazy things that you probably don't even know yet about this pandemic. A lot of weird stuff going on. Now, Clay Clark, he just said that he has several questions. If people are so excited about Elon Musk taking over one of the most powerful social media platforms and people think he's a good guy. Clay Clark has questions about Elon Musk, and one of his questions is in regards to Elon Musk's girlfriend slash baby mama. I guess they created 2 children together whose names are like X and Y for short. They have like computer robot names, their kids, which I guess she didn't even give birth to them. They just like created them through someone else. But anyway, Clay Clark's raising awareness about her because Grimes came out with the song said "We Appreciate Power." It's the song's called "We Appreciate Power," and the lyrics are part of the lyrics. Well, she says over and over again, "What will make you capitulate?" which is to surrender, and then people like to say we're insane. She says, but AI will reward us when it rains. Pledge allegiance to the world's most powerful computer simulation. It's the future. And at the end of the song, she says, submit, submit, submit. Neanderthal to human being. Evolution killed the gene. Biology is superficial. Intelligence is artificial. And talking about if you're not backed up, back up on the drive. Baby, plug in, upload your mind. Come on, you're not even alive. So it's just super weird lyrics. And one of the phrases that's repeated like a million times through the song is about surrendering. Basically, I'm getting from these lyrics in Grimes' song, We Appreciate Power, name of the song, comes off to me that she is talking about surrendering to artificial intelligence, which is definitely creepy. I'm not interested in surrendering to artificial intelligence. I mean, if it is actually it helps us in a way, that'd be great. So far, I'm really annoyed at artificial intelligence because the kind we have right now keeps deleting my YouTube videos. The biggest use of artificial intelligence right now, all these bots, that's what artificial intelligence is. They are flagging content for censorship right now. Artificial intelligence is being used to delete a lot of our content and hide information. So, anyway, if it can be used in a good way, I'm all about that. With that being said, it looks like my computer mouse just freaking stopped working. I think it's out of batteries. Let me tell you another one of the big questions. So Clay Clark has these questions. He said, why is Elon Musk's technology being used by the World Economic Forum to complete the reset? Because World Economic Forum, if you look at Klaus Schwab and his buddies like, how do you say that guy's name? Noah Harari, the top leaders and advisors at World Economic Forum, they're talking about a reset that would involve transhumanism, as far as tracking under the skin. That's literally a quote from these guys. And literally, Clay Clark just put me onto this. I didn't even know about all these insane interviews that these world leaders are doing. So Clay Clark is just asking why Elon Musk seems to be creating the technology that these guys are planning out. Because there's a lot of speculation that it's for negative purposes. Other people think it's for positive purposes. Clay Clark's also asking, why did Elon Musk meet with Jeffrey Epstein? He also said, why did Elon Musk build a CureVac needle lab? So we've talked about that. He also said, why does he want to put brain chips inside the human head? You know, he thinks it's for good purposes, but other people are freaked out about that. Also, why is Elon Musk posting on Twitter, you know, that ad, that job hiring ad for Neuralink, short-term solve brain spine injuries, long-term AI symbiosis? The latter will be a species level important. Why is he messing with our species? Also, why was he named a member of the World Economic Forum And why has he referred to artificial intelligence as a summoning of a demon? And I have that soundbite actually. So check this out.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Doesn't work out.
Yeah, so a lot of weird stuff. But this is Elon Musk's baby mama. I just realized apparently he has 7 kids that we know of. He may or may not have had a kid with Amber Heard, but he has 7 kids and multiple moms. That's pretty wild. But anyway, I'm learning so much about Elon Musk. I hope that he is allowing everyone to have free speech for wonderful, positive reasons. We shall see. But it's so far what he's tweeting seems to be very wonderful in regards to free speech. And, hopefully he's on the side of individual liberty in every way. And I just have a feeling that he is, honestly. Even though he has really weird ideas, if we can maintain our personal power and make the choice to implement those ideas in our own bodies or not, then I think that's going to be great. And I think that's his actual vision. But there's other people, other world leaders who have nefarious ideas. Okay, let's look at super chats. Hey, Ivory. Thanks, Scott, for the super chat. Hey, Ivory, glad you added super chat. Thank you for your bravery in standing up against the Fox behemoth. I never noticed that. P.S. I used to be a huge Bongino fan. I find he's a tough talker, but he knows who's his daddy. Is that right? Yeah, I've never really listened to him a lot, and so I haven't listened to him enough to judge him in regards to that. But I just thought it was weird. I mean, it was weird that he was seeing that for the first time when all of his buddies had been sharing it last summer, the clip of me going viral. But I'm just saying that if he says he's going to get to the bottom of what I was really calling out, then I would really like him to do that, because the only reason I called out Fox Live on air was to alert people of the corruption that I have documented in the sound bites. So if you're not going to follow up and play the sound bites, then that really irritates me. And I've seen so many people do that. Don't just go play my viral clip calling out Fox Live on air and then giggle about it and have a day. Please follow it up with actually showing the corruption of one of the most powerful news corporations in the world. And like one of my BitChute followers said, one thing that makes Fox extra bad is that more people trust them, actually. They have a way bigger, Fox has a way bigger audience than these other news outlets. So more people trust them, yet they're also crooked, just playing one side of this crooked scheme. And so I just, maybe, hopefully someday, Dan Bongino will play my clips, but I could almost guarantee you he won't, because he appears on Fox. And you'll notice all the people who appear on Fox will never call out the creepy corruption of Fox. Anyway, thanks, Scott. Thank you, Phil, for the super chat. The King of Mars, Biomessel, the King of Twitter verse. What are you talking about, Phil? I have never heard that word. Is that a typo? Let me see. I'm not sure if there's any other super chats. I think that might be it. Anyway, I just wanted to alert your attention to some crazy Elon Musk sound bites. And I've just talked to several people who are like, dude, I don't know why everyone's so hyped up about Elon. I don't necessarily trust him. So we shall see. I mean, I get this vibe. He's super out there, but well-intentioned. And he actually could be infiltrating the world's most powerful people in a subtle way that helps humanity. So I hope I'm right. Thank you, Green, for the super chat. Please have Lara Logan on again. She's awesome, extremely beautiful. Keep up the good work. I will have to see at some point if she'll come back. She's very, very busy, as we all are. All of us independent people are insanely busy right now. But she was able to squeeze one in with me. But I had her on in early January, and then again, I had her on a few weeks ago. So scroll back in my YouTube and you'll see 2 long interviews. The first one was like ultra long in early January. That's when I first got her to confirm that, yeah, Fox basically threw her by the wayside for no reason. The same as they did me. Freaking messed up people. Thank you. Thank you, Flat Racing, for the super chat. Hi, Ivory. Truth facts honestly will win in the end. Censors are few. That project, they are more. What are you saying? Facts honestly will win in the end. The truth will always prevail. There's something that the Buddha said. There was a famous quote from the Buddha. I forget what it was. Something about 3 things will always be, will always remain: the sun, the moon, and the truth, or something, something like that. Yeah, hopefully, despite all the censorship, the truth wins out in the end. But I am very concerned about censorship because if you look at history, a lot of the Germans honestly did not even know that there were concentration camps and what was happening in those concentration camps because the news wouldn't cover it. The news was completely controlled by Hitler. So censorship, it has been used successfully by very evil people in the past. So I just hate seeing censorship whenever I see it. Oh, thank you, Scott Campbell. I shared yesterday's stream on Bungino's Locals. So far, only 3 likes, and not by Dan. I'll be subbing to your website. Thanks for the real truth. Thanks so much, Scott. Yeah, if you guys could alert Dan, send yesterday's YouTube to Dan Bongino. Try to get his attention because he's like, yeah, I'm not sure what she's calling out, but we'll wait and see. Dude, I called it out 10 months ago now. Can you get to the bottom of it? I've posted about the corruption many times. I've posted the soundbite. So guys, share yesterday's YouTube with Dan Bongino. Thanks for subscribing to my website. So my website is a video app, and it's in the iPhone App Store. Search Ivory Hecker. It's on your smart TV. It's an app on your smart TV. Search Ivory Hecker. So it's the same as YouTube. My uncensored website is. It's all the videos that you're not allowed to have on YouTube. So you'll see a lot of interesting content that YouTube prohibits, all on my website. There's a little nugget in each one of those videos that YouTube absolutely reviles, and it just happens to be the truth. So check that stuff out. A lot of election related stuff and medical stuff, and even new energy technology that YouTube doesn't like. I'm even going to cover some cancer related stuff coming up. Who knew that the search for finding answers and helping cancer patients would be such a billion dollar industry? All these billions of dollars, all these big race for the cure events, people funneling tons of money into cancer research. It's a big business. The worst thing that could happen to that business is finding a cure. Just so happens that there's cures out there, and YouTube is prohibiting us talking about those cures. So we're going to be talking about cancer on my uncensored website as well. We're going to talk about a lot of health stuff. The more I live, the more I learn how despicably corrupt our medical and pharmaceutical industry is. It's really freaking sickening. Thank you, Sith. Do you load this live to Rumble? Yes. So all of my live videos feed over to my Rumble, which is linked down in my description. All my social medias are linked in my description, except for Truth Social, which has a weird issue with linking. But I am on Truth Social at Ivory Hecker. By the way, Elon Musk just tweeted a little bit ago that Truth Social was beating Twitter in the App Store after Trump announced that he will not be tweeting. He's just going to post on Truth Social. And so everyone started a new frenzy to download Truth Social. So I'm on there. Trump has only truthed one time. Elon Musk said, by the way, Truth Social is a terrible name. It should be called Trumpet. Elon Musk said, which that's a good idea. Trumpet, because it's Trump's app, and trumpeting is about amplifying someone's voice. So I thought that was clever of Elon Musk. Anyway, thanks for super chats, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.